Europe is a rich continent. That's what is the general perception, right? Well, Europe is indeed better placed economically than most of the developing world. But that doesn't mean Europe doesn't have its own set of problems to deal with. In fact, the word problems is an understatement. Europe is currently in the jaws of a full-blown, multi-pronged crisis. There's a big energy crisis that has taken over the bloc, and the economy is taking a big hit as a result. Now would be a good time to talk about the countries that will be the most affected by the situation Europe finds itself in. Eastern Europe is home to many countries. Here are all the countries in this part of Europe: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Kosovo. It's not over yet. There are more: Latvia, Lithuania, the Republic of North Macedonia, Moldova, Montenegro, Poland, Romania, Serbia, and the last three: Slovakia, Slovenia and Ukraine. That's 19 countries. So, just about half of European countries are located in the continent's east. Not one of the 19 countries in Eastern Europe is in the list of the biggest economies of the bloc. That list comprises of the likes of Germany, France, Italy and Spain, which are EU member states, and the United Kingdom and Russia, which aren't a part of the EU but are seen as European nations. Needless to say, Eastern Europe is going to take a massive beating due to the ongoing energy crisis. According to data from last year, Bulgaria was the country with the highest rate of fuel poverty in the European Union. Now, what's fuel poverty? This is the scenario when a household is unable to afford adequate energy services in the home on their present income. In 2021, nearly 1 in 4 Bulgarians, or 24% of the country's people, struggled to pay their energy bills. Bulgaria was followed by Lithuania. In Lithuania, 22.5% of the people found fuel to be so expensive that they couldn't afford it. Next comes Cyprus, with 19.4% of its people experiencing fuel poverty. Now these numbers are from last year. In 2021, there was no energy crisis in Europe. Back then, these countries had these extremely significant fuel poverty statistics without an energy crisis. Now, when Europe finds itself in the eye of the storm, the situation is said to have turned all the more bad. And of course, there is Ukraine, which is the poorest country in Europe. A few countries in Eastern Europe, most notably the Baltic and Nordic states, have become very outspoken about their apprehensions regarding Russia. These countries, from Poland to Denmark and Finland, and from Lithuania to Estonia, fear that they are the next targets of Russian aggression once Vladimir Putin gets done with Ukraine. Down south though, countries have been really dependent on Russian fuels. Countries like the Czech Republic, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, these nations depend a lot on Russia, and they'll be the worst hit, along with the Russia hawks of the region as well. Countries in Western Europe are better placed to deal with the crisis at hand. These are big and rich nations that have the capacity to make tough decisions and incur incredible costs on themselves. Countries in Eastern Europe don't have that luxury, and the decisions of a few rich nations are beginning to hurt the interests of many who aren't as financially fortunate in Europe. Do you think poor Europeans